car, cutter, car, catter, cadar, cutter, car, catter, cadar, catter, cadar, cadader, cadar, cadar, uh, car, catter, cadar. I feel like I'm speaking like in a numbers station right now. This is um we yeah, okay, there's like that was only half of them. This is insane. This is wild. This is in the specification. Anyway, let me before I get sidetracked, let me say hi. Thank you for the month number 3 a squared 31415 morale. And the starting image is so true. Yes. Well, welcome in to all the average top students. Welcome average top students of 2025 to the bug zone, as they say. And welcome Control O as well, and XR Xavier. Oh wait, this is OS Xavier. Okay, we have OS Xavier here. This is exciting. And Crazy Kitty, hello everyone, hello everyone. Here, let me switch to the, let me switch to the zone. Um, oh yes, oh look at this. Yes, car kadir, car catter, kadar. It goes on. Like if we expand this, like we have it mentioned not one, not two, no, not three, but four times. There are four instances, and then the example here for each one, as they say. But hello all, hello crazy kid. Yes. And we can no longer write to other. Oh, this is the things we do for security. Also, if there is the loud sound of fans whirring, I know that this is a common thing here. The sound of fans whirring and machines humming seem to permeate like to such a degree that unless I were to enclose this mic within some sort of foam and it is 10,000 degrees. It is indeed. It happened. It happened in the night. It happened in the night. I woke up. I woke up the prior night, from a nap and realized that it was too hot for more than one blanket. And I was like, oh, it's beginning, isn't it? It's beginning. Uh, and this may perhaps it's because I had been sick for such a time as well, but I had been sick for quite some time as well. So this perhaps had discombobulated my sense of temperature to a degree, because I remember I could not get enough blanket and I could not get too little light for a solid week there. It was rather, you know, I think about it. I think about it like it's so real. Yeah. So as we had determined. So what was it? Lambda x or something like this. I cannot recall it in my brain right now. But yeah, the illness. Yes, this is it. I mixed the two up. The illness had claimed me. It had, and I was still going to work because I kind of have to save my I kind of have to save my PTO for the great move that is coming soon. But it had claimed me, and I feel like ba- the Great Escape indeed. This is upcoming. This is in fact probably the first. Let's see, it's not Feb. Oh wait, what? It's not February anymore. What the hell? Wait, I haven't. I haven't streamed since last month. LOL. Am I right? Okay. It's the middle of March. Yeah. What is the date? What can we? You see, Oh God, it is the middle of March. The Ides of March have claimed me to some degree. This is terrifying. What did we say March was? We are not doing C on stream. Oh yes. This is. I had said this, but this is perhaps falsehood. This is perhaps a falsehood of sorts. I wonder if we can do, yeah. Can we OS date? Oh, there we go. There we go. OS date. This is exciting. Yeah, this is a falsehood to some degree because I do believe that I do believe that this is perhaps what we will be doing today. But in order to kick this off, I guess we actually need a new file. We need a new file. All right, so March. March of the Lambdas, I guess. That's what we will, you know, they, the Lambdas go marching one by one, and we will just change this to the word march, and we will change this to a 3, and these numbers, for it is not 12 where I am. New file just dropped. Yeah, this is exciting. It's like it's like opening a loot crate or something, but it's a new org file. So I think it's the 11th. Yeah, it says the 11th here. I should learn to read. Oh, yo. Okay, sick. Like opening a booster pack, Magic the Gathering. This is, if I played Magic the Gathering, this would perhaps be the this would perhaps I would perhaps relate heavily to this. You see, for me, this is like Roblox. I do not know. So okay, this is a thing. It indeed it probably is. This is actually a common. I have played one card game in my life, and that was Yu-Gi-Oh. That was Yu-Gi-Oh. That's the only one I remember playing. Uh, yeah. Oh, one moment. I need water. Oh my. Oh, it went thump. Yu-Gi-Oh. So, to say I played it, how do we format this? March. The lambdas must flow. Because this is kind of the theme. This is kind of, and we're in the 11th right now. But to say I played it is kind of probably a, misspeaking to some degree. So, this is deep lore almost. This is some. So I used to be in my youth. I was obsessed with the concept of monsters. And I have not kidding. Like I would like this is a thing. I was obsessed with the concept of monsters, like as not just pocket monsters. I mean I had to give a good idea. I had this. I had this. Oh, the bug is yapping from. This is perhaps I should turn down one of the fans. Because it is yapping though. There's let me do that. One of them is rather loud. Okay. All forms of creatures. Yes, I had a Dungeons and Dragons monster manual. I begged my parents for this. They would not. This is the one I had, I believe. Something to this nature. They would not let me play Dungeons and Dragons as a kid. And this is we should just note. We should just note. We should just note a single. What the fuck? It's March. Game of the Devil. Okay, so this is not the reason that this perhaps makes it somewhat more humorous. I was unable to play Dungeons and Dragons, not because of the religious reasons, but well, I guess to a degree. So, to give some context, my mother grew up in a very, I guess, religious household, and there was a movie. If we look up, I think his name is John Travolta. Dungeons and Dragons. Is that his name? Is that his name? John. It's one of the. What if we look up? Dungeons and Dragons. Religious propaganda. Dungeons and Dragons religious propaganda. Maybe this will. Um, Dungeons and Dragons controversy. Can we find the movie, because this is movie mazes and monsters. Okay, okay. Hello Prodsipod. Happy Hawk Tuesday. We are delving into the reason right now that I was unable to play Dungeons and Dragons in my youth. It is a thing. It is a, can we also do the thing? Can we do the I always forget the the slash shout out. Like I must recall this in my brain, or I remember it all at once, and in a flurry I want to shout out all people, women especially. You, I can't believe I haven't shouted out women yet. Anyway, mazes and monsters. Yes, this is a so my own my mom grew up in a somewhat religious household and was a youth in the 80s whenever this was a thing. And this is essentially a movie about people who play a Dungeons and Dragons like role playing game and cannot discern, fiction from reality after the fact, and they proceed to. I don't really know what happens next, but to my knowledge, like proceed to go on like some sort of like murderous rampage to some degree. And my mom was made to watch this by, I think, her church as a kid. You see, by the time I was born, neither of my parents were religious anymore. My mom, in fact, I would say, is quite on the opposite end of the spectrum whenever it comes to such matters. And I would describe my mom now as like strictly anti-religious, or not strictly, but relatively anti-religious, like against it as an institution existentially. But you know, though she held these beliefs, like as I was a kid, she also held the belief that if you played a role playing game, you could not discern fiction from reality and would proceed to kill people. So for this reason, not because it was the work of Satan, but because the fear that child delusion would go too far, and and violence would occur. This was her fear. It was a fear of this. It was a fear that prevented Dungeons and Dragons and Grand Theft Auto were the two ones. I remember Grand Theft Auto especially because there was some degree of I guess realism to that. And I played it at friends' houses, and I obeyed traffic laws because I was like, I don't want to be a mean person even if it's a game. And so I would obey traffic laws to some degree. What if you were to slay monsters IRL? This was her I think her fear was that I would think that the I would think that I had encountered a monster, and it would in fact be another human being, and I would enact violence of a sort. And you know I don't think that these things really happen, at least not commonly so. But to answer I guess the prior tangent. I was quite obsessed with monsters. I was allowed to play Yu-Gi-Oh because it was cards, and for whatever reason cards were permissible. It was just Grand Theft Auto and other. You see, this is what I think as well. This is perhaps like the general, like it does certainly happen, but these are very very isolated, I guess, cases. And I don't know. I wonder to some degree, like, if the movie, perhaps this movie, like Tom Hanks was the person's name, I guess. That's the person from the like Home Depot TV show or whatever, I think, right? What's it? Home Improvement, Tom Hanks. Okay, so I don't know famous. I do not know actors and actresses. So I do. Okay. I do consume media. I consume media like a freak, though. That's the fault. That's the fault here. I can pinpoint is at least the name I know. I I don't know what that. I think he was the guy in Home Improvement, right? Right. This is. I think I remember this. Right. Radish Son. Home Improvement. Home Improvement. Was it a TV show? Um, oh, anime. So I actually I do not watch a lot of anime. Tim Allen. Ah, okay. It's because they sound the same. Tom Hanks, Tim Allen. They both start with a T, and it's close enough for me. It is. My look ahead only goes one letter. I guess I saw a T, and then I remembered a T. I'm like, ah, yes, these are the same people. Shout out to Radish Sun. But I I do so I do not watch, I would say, as much anime as I. The channel does not exist. That's a travesty. Can we park on the name Radish Sun? Can we shout out can we can we shout out can we just shout out Radish? This is this is Radish does not exist either, or something went wrong. This is wild. So I had a bit, in my younger years. It says something went wrong when attempting or to perform the shout out. They perhaps do not allow you to have Radish and suspension. Oh no, this is the cancel. What's it? They canceled Radish Sun. Oh no. What did the radish do? Wait, what did the radish do? What? What the hell? What did the radish do? They canceled a radish. This is a notable event to some degree. But yes, to answer your question, I do not. I am not like a huge consumer of anime. I have most certainly seen, a fair deal. I have not seen the most of anyone I know. What I end up being is a consumer probably of, I would say, music is one of them, and then the other is uh, books to some degree, and then just Wikipedia. But, you know, I would say with anime, I think I've seen a good deal. I have seen a good deal of. I will also, the other thing, I will just rewatch Twin Peaks. Like, if I'm like, I should watch a thing, I will rewatch Twin Peaks for like the fifth time. This is a this is a thing. This is a thing. But music, I would say, is the big one. Like, if we go to can I'm going to, can we actually? But I have a lot of music, and this is just what I have, you know, acquired by means which are, you know, of a sort. Um, oh, we have Weezer. We have. Did I see Weezer here? I. What do I mean? Did I see Weezer? I know we have Weezer. We have things on here that I don't think I've ever. I've listened to since I was buying the CDs. Yes, I buy the CDs. I come home and I upload them onto my computer using a disc a disc spinner thing. You know, the thing you put the disc in. That I I forgot what it's called. I forgot what it's called. Oh, and movies. I am a consumer of movies to some degree, to a minor degree, but not the ones you would anticipate. If you want to know my favorite movie, um, Troll Two, Troll Two, open parentheses, or Goblins. This is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Troll Two. Troll Troll Two. This is important. This is significant. Troll 2. And buying the CDs, the disc drive. Oh, thank you. Yes, the disc drive. Can we the disk drive. Since we cannot we cannot acquire things by other means. I bought a USB from the USB store, I guess. Would be a way. Uh, but yeah, as they shout out the disk drive. This is a bit of a deep memory. The I had a PlayStation 1 as a kid, and you know, I had a my youngest memories. I video games. Okay, that's probably the other media. That's probably the big media is immersive role playing video games, a la The Elder Scrolls Morrowind, or even The Elder Scrolls Oblivion. If I uh, wait, it is. Wait, this drive is real. Oh, this is imperative. Is this where they keep the is this where they keep the physical media? Femboy Friday. Wait, what? Wait, is this on disk drive? Can we? Oh, they have not streamed in a long time. Oh, this is wild. Uh, Rest in peace, disk drive. You would have loved the bug zone. You would have loved the bug zone. I just know. Can we shout out? Can we shout out to? Must wait 18 seconds before giving it another shot. Literally, this is you know this is an oppressive shout out timer. They should just let you shout out 500 people at once. They should just they should let you go on and on forever. How did we end up here? How did we end up? Oh yes, Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh. I was reminded by the backspace. Yu-Gi-Oh. To say I played Yu-Gi-Oh is probably a bit of a is probably a bit of a reach. I hoarded the cards and I looked at the pictures because I thought it was cool that they were monsters. Just grab every user on Twitch and shout them out. This would be the this would be the pictures. Yes, I love the so my fate and here's why I really didn't get into the game itself because I like the cards based on aesthetics, I guess. And my favorite was this one. Um, I still remember this. I still remember this because I used to draw pictures of it in like middle school or whatever. This this guy, this guy right here. I love this thing with all my heart. I loved its little uh, so what I loved about this thing, in particular, there were multiple facets. I loved it. I loved it. I hoarded these things. They have a 1 star fairy effect. Like look at this. Who wouldn't? You see, what I liked about it was I liked that I like this is perhaps indicative of you know the 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 yeah the bug mindset, I guess, to some degree. But a thing I had a lot of enjoyment of along with monsters like as a kid was I liked it when you could not see the face of something. I did not like and these things kind of tick that box for me, like having an obfuscated face where you could only see the eyes. This is this is it's those, and then what are they? Shy Guys, Mario. I think of three particular things that kind of I can't imagine why you might associate with that. Yeah, this is you know I feel like there are those things there are those things with that I recall. These guys were I love these guys as well. And then perhaps a sign, as they say. This is perhaps I think it was this, and then I had an obsession with robots. And I used to I used to say as a kid that I liked robots. like whenever I was a real youngin, I would say I liked robots more than I liked, you know, anything else because they made the most sense. And oh, Bionicles! I loved Bionicles. I fucked with these things so much. I loved Bionicles. But yeah, I found robots more relatable than anything else, and or to some degree in terms of like at least the fictionalized account of them. And I was like, yeah, these guys are these guys are wild. You know, they and in particular, I think of this show. Why did it open another tab? Can we not two tab? No. Can we can we quit? I think of this show. What is it? So I don't remember very many of the cartoons I watched, and this one is kind of a fuzzy-ish memory. But I remember being obsessed with this cartoon because I was just like I would watch it and I'd be like, whoa, this is relatable, and it's just about a robot going to school, and I was like, yeah, this is so me. You know, it was such is the case. Such is the case. I've been like hunting down info on this show ever, just like me for real, for real. This is indeed the case. Like, so those are like my two things. I was obsessed with robots and monsters, I guess. And I was obsessed with more particularly this one. I would say was a favorite. And damn, I wish I had those cards still. How much is this worth? Creatures that obscure their face. This was a thing. Yeah, this was a thing. I like them. I liked it whenever you could either not see anything or you could see just the eyes. I think of Meta Knight from the Kirby series as well. Robots also do not have a typical human face. Oh yes, this was a so okay. This actually comes down to this comes down probably we've reached some sort of realization. The bridge between the two was, I think, actually. Oh, it all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. My favorite video game as a kid was, in fact, Chibi Robo. It all makes sense now. I to look at that. Do we see? It is both. Yes, it's both. It's both. We see you know nothing but eyes, and then it is a robot. I used to play this like, you know, I would. I think I've beaten this game more than I've beaten any other game. I liked, you know, all the facets of it. You know, you got to be a small little like robot guy. Like you just got to be like a little guy running around. But also you got to clean. Like you got to do chores, and I was like, wait, you're like taking this, you know, you're taking this very like unstructured and like disarrayed like home, and you're turning it around like by sheer force of will. You're turning it into you know a neat and orderly place. And I'm like, this is the dream. This is the dream to like run around and like clean up like uh spots on the floor. Clank, one of the robots of all time. You know, I was quite the fan of Ratchet and Clank, and uh, I will let you guess what my favorite types of levels were. Uh, there was this Clank game on the PSP. Yeah, I was a fan of Ratchet and Clank. This was the case. I think also like the yeah, that one was really fun. Oh, I haven't played that in forever. Do they? I think they're making a movie of that, aren't they? This is a thing, right? This is a thing. Am I hallucinating this? Oh, wait, Rift Apart. No, movie. Movie. Oh, that's, you know, this is perhaps, you know, well, I hope the Minecraft movie does better. Is all I can say. This movie has no ding dong. This is no ding dong. Thank you, Jorge R, for the honest and brutal feedback. Anyway, yeah, this I freaking love these. No ding dong. This is, you know, I have never been more convinced by a review to not watch something. Anyway, we are, it says software and game dev on the thing, so I guess let's freaking code. I've been looking at the so as many know, there's been the invention of this is just the yapping kind. It kind of is, it's kind of like I feel like I think this sometimes. I'm like, and perhaps it is the locales which I visit, but I'm like, sometimes I'm like, software and game dev, at least, like, for portions of it, they're the real, it's the real just chatting, as they say. But then every now and then I go to like a stream of, I go to one of those like no talk music in the background, it's just like a terminal like type of streams, and I'm just like, whoa, uh, people are out here like just saying rise and grind. I think of can I actually can we I think this is how you spell it. Yes. Yes. I think of this channel. I think of this one, which is comes to the top of my mind, where it is just straight going at it for, it is persistence. It is wild persistence. Lock the fuck in. This is indeed the case. And then I think to myself, I'm like, whoa, I gotta lock in. But then I come on here, I'm just like, whoa, I want to talk about Ratchet and Clank instead. This seems like, it's a game. It's like we're developing ideas on games, and perhaps software to some degree. But I have been working a lot on. Can we go into, yeah? I've actually been working on this a lot. We have kind of freaking progress to some degree, and by progress I mean, like, look, we can, we can add, we can divide. This is going to give 0 because we do not support, you know we do not support the cursed data type, to some degree, but this will yield 2, which is exciting. But then we also have kind of like the different captures, which is probably, can I remember how to type words. Let's do 7, and then let's just return segmentation fault. Oh, it's not in lookup table. We should not be seg faulting over that. That needs to be fixed. That needs to be fixed. I meant to put a B there. So we have that. We have kind of like our like local capture. And then, I got all of this in there, and then I kind of like looked at the source code, looked at what I had written, and I'm like, this is all kind of fucked up. It's really, it is really, perhaps this is a case with often with the projects that, and this is perhaps my what do they call it, the Achilles tendon, Achilles heel, something of this nature too. They call it this. I think it's the heel. The tendon is like the real one that lives in your body. The heel is the metaphor, I think. But the thing which I am often doing is going full speed ahead without really understanding the organization of what it is that I am working on. I kind of feel it out as I go, but this leads to they what they refer to as the spaghettification of one's project. And this is, I do not want to do this with this, because this seems like the most unwieldy place to to have such disorganized you know methods. It is the fatal flaw. It is the what are they called, the Myers-Briggs like typology. I think it is, it is within my Myers-Briggs like typology, or has said this is a flaw even, which I know that stuff. I think it's like pseudoscience or something, but it's fun to look at and be like, so me. And the one I the ideas often get executed before the planning gets executed. And I think about this with this. So I don't. We're kind of in a limbo state here. It needs to be. It you know as they say right now, it's all fucked up. It needs to be not fucked up. This is perhaps the goal of today to some degree. Can we actually? So can we just say the goal? The goal is that it's not all fucked up. I unfuckage. This is the case. This is the case, and to give some degree of credit, I don't think it's the worst sort of you know fuck up in this. Like I look at some sections where I look at the types. Like if we go here into types, it has a relatively easy to follow cadence about it, where we have kind of like these underlying like very kind of like generic functions here that we can then specialize on with like the forms that provide like the specific like space that we're allocating to in them. Things such as this that work exact, like you can look at them and you can understand how they work and like why they work and everything. Or even if we go into types.h, like to some degree with the types, I can actually get rid of these two because we are not using those in this implementation. But to do float support, I don't think we're doing that. I don't think we're doing that. But actually, what we kind of do need is, I love this is so. I guess this makes oh yeah, can we do lisp char? This is, I think, so this is like the typing has, because the typing, it's really all like type defs and structs and link. It's things that from the Wayland days I have good experience with to some degree. It is you know it is comfy. It is within my wheelhouse, as they say, and relatively easy to go through. Where I really began to, as they say, get like, I guess you would call it, I think the term is to some degree like just sort of lost in the sauce of what is going on. What wrapping my mind around my own creation, coming to fear my own creation, Frankenstein or Spy Kids the movie #2 style, was defining the environment. And this is sort of where we are seeing the things that are fucked up. This is where the work is perhaps needs to go today. Spy Kids. Oh, what the hell? Twitch Automod does not like saying Spy Kids pop the fuck off. That's quite funny. Big Book of Bug added permitted term fuck off. Oh, this is, okay. Last two. This is wait. This was actually of worthy import. Twitch doesn't like. So can I find it from the I don't think. Oh, I did not save the screenshot. Disappoint. I tried to type the words Goo Girl Caverns, and Twitch asked me, "Are you sure you want to send this?" So, see, it does not like saying Goo Girl. Okay, this is this is rather wild. I wonder if some degree like we're I actually don't know. I don't know. This is I don't know. Like I almost fear like I'm fearful that there's some sort of like you know terrible meaning which I am missing. But I hope that is not the case. But also I think to some degree we are at the forefront of figuring out the weird things that the Twitch moderation says no to, that it says that it has an emphatic we do not like this too. I can't believe I did not have an actual like character type in here. So we probably want to define this. If we do that though, do we really need a string type? Because okay, I could see this, but I don't think this is what it's thinking. Weird auto mod things. This could be the case. Perhaps perhaps it's like partial to like I you see I was thinking maybe it's like an insult to slime girls like like uh if there were a slime girl and they would just call her like a goo girl, is that like rude? Is that rude? Uh oh, substring evasion things. Oh yeah, this is much more likely. I don't think Twitch cares about the uh, cares about the feelings of slime girls. Unfortunately, do we want a string data type? I mean, we're parsing strings anyway because of the reader, so I guess we might as fucking well. But this is where some of the well, we have the symbols, so yeah, there's no avoiding the string. There's no avoiding the string, but I can't believe we're not supporting characters. LDoc. A string is a list of char. So this is so in Common Lisp, this is one of the things that kind of messes with me. In Common Lisp more than anything is a string is not just a list of characters. It is a sequence of characters in Common Lisp. Like if we can we describe string? Let's see. Coerces x into a string. If x is a string, x is returned. That describes the function. Can we describe can we get more than just simple string? Yes. Okay, here we go. Class of is what I was looking for. You see, list is a direct has sequence as a direct superclass and has cons as a subclass, which caught me by surprise to some degree. It has cons as a subclass, but this is I think I found this out because I was everything in Common Lisp is a class. So like we can do something like class of and then we can get the built-in class here. And if we open this up, this is a character string type. If we go to the direct superclass, we have a couple, but strings are technically like from a class perspective, you cannot do list operations on a like you cannot car hello. You will get an error. This is rather fucked up to me. But this is the case, I guess. I think that they're defined as like arrays in Common Lisp, but the internals of such escape me to some degree. What you can do, I think, what you can do is you can do something like You have to use subsec on it. And if we do something like 0, 1, we can get it then. I think that there's also string to character. Or do we do this sequence? No. No. Oh, I misspelled the word. I had typed an incorrect. Okay, there we go. Okay, type specifier. Oh, it has been a minute since I have used this one. This is. So yeah, we have it as a sequence, right? If we do a list, we get a list of characters. This is a list of characters in Common Lisp, which is rather freaking wild. It throws me off. It is odd indeed. So I think that the reason for this is that Common Lisp has arrays in it. Oh no. Possible ban evader. Unilateral rhyme. Thank you for the best viewers. Thank you for the best viewers. But you shall not be viewing this. You shall, you know, while your rhymes may be unilateral, your time here is very brief. This sounds threatening. I kind of feel bad for the robots, but we do what we must to them. Best viewers at hole.io. I like how it comes out looking, terrifying. Remove the space. Remove the space, and then the viewers, it makes it look like a creepypasta to some degree. But yeah, we actually don't have string support in the reader, which is a weird oversight. Or I mean, character support. We have string support. We can perhaps get rid of these guys right here. These guys, they don't belong here. This is not an apostrophe. Oh wait, it is. Oh, it's buried. Okay, this is a very hard to read string. Yeah, that was the reason. Classic. I don't recall what this thing is called. I don't think we need it though, so I think that I can remove the space. This is perhaps a thing. I used to think like I knew people who were scared of space because it is it's a big thing. It's the biggest thing out there is the great beyond. The great beyond. I never feared space, but I do have a fear of the ocean, and I think that it's because there are things that are alive in the ocean, and then there are things that are no longer alive in the ocean as well. With space, that may be the case, but it's very far away. Is remove the space valid Lisp? This is a question. Ooh, this is perhaps a welcome in as well. Sparkly Dark Matter 73. I know that remove is a valid term in Common Lisp. I know that if we go to, let's see, remove, yeah, we can remove the space. So I guess it's valid by technicality as well. Remove space this is. So I don't think we need up thing. I believe that this is called a you know, I think of it as the emoji, the emoticon. I think of this. I think it's called a carrot. A carrot, I believe. We do not need up thing. We need yeah. I was at a loss. I was at a loss, and I tried to look up, the name of the thing on the internet, like just a quick search, but it is, I think, with special symbols, it's somewhat more annoying, and also I felt somewhat embarrassed that I'm like, nobody will know that I named it up thing in this code, and yet here we are. Yet here we are now. Now the world is well aware. Not hash thing, hashtag. We do know the name of this. It is a hashtag. Shout out to Twitter for this. And then the sins of our past come back. Octothorpe is wait, what is it not called a hashtag? It is a what in the world? What in the world? Oh, or a hash. Octo. You know what? We will call it the Octothorpe. Let's see. The symbol has historically been used for a wide range of purposes, including the designation of an ordinal number and as a ligature abbreviation for pounds. Oh, pound mass. Okay. Its name has changed. So yeah, what was it originally? Oh, so it really did. It okay. So it always kind of was the. Wait, it always was the pound sign. Wait, wait. Is that why it's called the pound sign? Heps. Yeah, this is it. Uh, Workers at Bell Telephone Laboratories by 1968, who needed a word for the symbol on the telephone keypad. Don McPherson is said to have created the word by combining Octo and the last name of Jim Thorpe, an Olympic medalist. Oh, that's an odd connection to some degree. I think we'll call it Octothorpe because that sounds cool as hell. That sounds. This patent also refers to a six-pointed asterisk used on the telephone as a sextile. We will not call it a sextile, but we will call this an octothorpe. Um, we will refer to this as an asterisk. Else I will look at it and be like, what is a sextile? What is this? What is this? And I will not know what it's supposed to mean. The textile industry is booming. This is the case. This is industrialization has led to the creation of textiles in mass at the factories. So we'll call this an octothorpe. I think that's all we need for that. Oh, this is all kind of fucked up. I need to go through the reader and fix some of this. This is holy a Felsh chain. I guess it kind of works. Is the terrifying part. The reader itself manages to capture everything I needed to capture so far. I always I get terrified at the concept of making changes to it. But all right, parse symbol special. This is what we need. Check care special. So we have that one. I think We can check for that, just with another else if right here. All right, so that, and then what do we need for a character string? That, and then a backslash. Well, no, because then we need the letter as well. And this is kind of where it becomes difficult because we have things like space, right? Which is just defined as that. We have new line, which is upcased for some insane reason. Oh wait, this is the most amazing thing I have ever read. This is oh, this is quite funny. Thank you for that. Thank you for the thank you for looming. This is exciting. Can we get the list of character concepts? Can we find the fucked up characters? All right, so we have the alphabetic characters. Um, and then we have the horrifying. Oh, that's just cases. So we have alphanumeric. Those are relatively easy. We just grab the first one. I think the question. Ah, here we go. Here we go. The following character names must be present in all conforming implementations. So I think for this we could just do a string compare. The only issue with that is that we are able to take. Oh, this is. Oh, this is going to be rather heinous to some degree. How many of these do we have? Okay, there's not a lot of them. But this will perhaps need its own like little like parser to work on these. So if we have this, we can define it as down here. We will do a parse char. Yeah, this seems like it would work. So can we actually there? Why are you complaining, Eagle? Okay, there. Parse char. I see. NRA. Ah, okay, it has to go above. Yes, this makes sense. I'll add it to the .h later. And uh, do I? I probably won't. I probably will not. We don't need this in any other file, which is the what'll make it rather Let's see. So I think for something like this, let's go ahead and note the one or the special forms that we're gonna have to deal with because there are a couple. So we're gonna have to deal with slash new line slash space slash rub out page tab how's implementing characters going to be to be a bit how is this coming up to be a bit more a bit more terrifying than strings. I feel that it should be the other way around, but this is also perhaps indicative of the fact that the way characters are made to appear in Common Lisp is somewhat fucked up. Is somewhat fucked up to um, string literals just have many characters. I think so. The actual characters themselves are relatively easy to process. It's these special ones that are going to be a bit annoying, which I know how we can do it. I know how we can do it with this. We just have to do like a kind of like I guess what we could do is like a character by character comparison for it. Like we'll kind of have to walk the string essentially. And I think that we'll have to do it character by character because the problem, and this is where it's a bit of a difficulty. So this outputs new line. If you do it like that, I believe that this should as well. Yeah, and then you can do space, and that outputs a space. But you can't do an actual space, or this white space will do an error. Or you could do small e space, things such as this. So we'll have to walk down the string itself that we're passing in, and check that it is. We're gonna have to spell out the word both normalized to uppercase upcase, but unlike with strings where we can just assume that we can just assume that something. This is horrifying. This is indeed horrifying. This is indeed horrifying. Yeah, this is, and there's how many of these? What a cursed way to represent characters. This should not be too hard. You see, this is sort of what I think to some degree. And by some degree, I mean, the way the characters look in Lisp or the way it does characters is perhaps the one part of the language I consider I don't know, straight up Y kind of case. I don't even think, I think it's just a common Lisp thing as well. If we open up a geyser and then we do is it string list? Is this it? Oh no, we have the same thing here. Oh, it's a Lisp thing. Okay, so it's just fucked up in the whole ecosystem. Is I don't think Clojure does this. Clojure might be the sensible one here. Yes, I am sure. Give me REPL. Give me REPL. Um, Shout out to REPL. Can we do Oh no, we kind of have the same thing, but you can actually do list operations on Clojure, which is rather nice. It's still not a list though. Like if we ask list, I don't think it is. What if we ask array? Oh, it's not even a sequence. Unable to resolve array in this context. Okay, so it's just kind of fucked up everywhere. With all of the cases here, but we shall worry not to some degree. What we will need to actually look at though is can we go to the make string? Oh, we bigify the string. Okay, so we got to go back to reader. All right, parse string. This will perhaps be helpful to some degree. Or that's number. Where in here do I actually do the normalization of the... Oh, okay, it's in the printer. Yes. No? I swore it was in types. This is throwing me off to some degree now. Because that's where we do it with numbers. So what I'm looking for in this case is, oh, it's symbols, not strings. That's why. It's symbols because strings will retain their casing. There's some case fuckery and here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Um, if less than 96 and greater than 1, 2, or if greater than 96 and less than 1, 2, 3. This is what I was looking for. So symbols get upcased in the by the reader. So the actual value that gets read is all uppercase in Common Lisp, which is why the language looks like it's always yelling to some degree. Characters don't do this, which looks somewhat fucked up to me. It looks like they only upcase the first letter. So, uh, but yeah, the characters it looks like the Lisp implementation is always screaming at you. If we go into Sly right here, if we open back up Sly, can we quote A? Like, see, we get A. Can we quote E? E? See, we just get E, like, all caps. It likes to yell. It likes to yell, but this is kind of nice, though, because it makes it easier to, like, actually evaluate, because, you know, you don't have to deal with casing. It's rather nice, but we have to deal with casing on the C side, and we can't just do this. We can't just do this, which is sad to some degree. Do E and E refer to the same? Indeed, they do. So, Common Lisp is the symbol. The symbols are case insensitive. They are. You can do E or E. You could even do, if you wanted, you could even do. And yeah, it's all the same to the reader, or perhaps the evaluator. What happens is, once this gets, like, whenever this gets passed to the evaluation, it is all upcased. I saw a post like this that was like talking about, many people don't like Common Lisp because of the all caps makes it look terrifying, and then someone was like, but I say it's good. It puts the fear of God in you as you program, and this is true to some degree. This is true to some degree with if we look at C.L. Wayland. I expect you want to do case normalization in the parser then, if symbol normalize. This is what happens with the reader. So the reader will create a normalized value that parse out the value and then normalize it if it's a symbol into like upcase. And then this gets passed on to the evaluator, which handles only upcase strings. The problem is we're going to have to do the upcasing in C. And it seems that special characters do not follow this convention. They can be any casing, but they have a single first order upcase. Like, we can do, E line, and we'll get new line. We can do that. We'll get new lines. So we don't have as easy of normalization. And we're going to have to is this not just a debug printing form, though? Oh, no. Well, this is not a symbol, is the thing. This is a character. This is a character. It's not a debug. I don't believe it's a debug printing form. Usually with Lisp, like, the way you see it output is, like, whenever it gets evaluated is what you get, essentially. Like, is why if we do, like, star A, it upcases here. This sort of breaks down to some degree if we get, like, unreadable objects, as they're called. So, like, if we do class of, and then we can do class of defvar, and we get this. This is an unreadable object, which means the reader cannot. So this is the closest we get to, like, a sort of does it matter what you do once you see it's an escape? You can't just store the real value? I wonder. I think what I worry about here, I think the issue I'm running into, or not the issue per se, because I know the workaround, it's painful. Like, I would just store integer with the value 0xa. So with like hex encoding, you do this. Lisp characters have some semantics you need to worry about. The the worry is more so kind of on the user input side. Like the user input can do whatever sort of casing they want here, and we're going to have to essentially check this casing, like letter by letter. Which I think honestly we can just use this right here, like the kind of like normalize it into an upcase, and then store that like in the reader. Yeah, I think we can do that, honestly. Yeah, this will be. I think that the real the real annoyance is going to be kind of like the look ahead, because eventually we have to catch if it's invalid. Like we can't do something like we can do space, but we can't do something like sp. Can we? Oh. Oh, this is actually. Is this SBCL fuckery, or is this not? Is this implementation defined? Because if it's just SBCL fuckery, we don't have to deal with that. The following names are. Oh, these are semi-standard. If an implementation supports them, they should be used to describe. Um, oh, we only have to support new line and space. I think that's all that we're going to worry about for now. Then. Else this would turn into hell quickly. Let's see. The character that represents the division between lines. An implementation must translate between new line, a single character representation, and whatever external representations may be used. Um, okay, I guess in other words, why does the reader have to store the text, the user input here? Can it, uh, to internal representation? Oh, okay, okay, I see. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. So like converting, like in a sense converting, or having the reader store this and then converting you know, like let's say space to. Do you mean something like this? Yeah, we could just, I think, tokenize it as the C version. Get rid of. Yeah, this is actually the case. I haven't worked on the reader in a hot minute, so I hadn't thought of that. This is perhaps good. This is perhaps the positive to some degree. Let us so let's see. What I'm tripping up on now then is represents division between lines. An implementation must translate between new line, a single character representation. Oh, translate between. Okay. Um, oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yes. We will still need to walk the token, but we perhaps can just pass off the and I think we do this with the numbers to some degree. Yeah, I mean this is what we do with the numbers to some fashion. Well, we set the type as number, and then is there a reason you don't use more constant restrict, or is this just style? This is mostly, I would say, like stylistic. The I kind of this like the reader was the first piece I wrote out, so I wasn't really sure what I was going to be doing with it. I I really never used const a lot. If I'm being completely honest, I for whatever reason, whenever it comes to const, the only like consts I tend to declare are file paths, and I do not know why that is the case. But this is like what is hardwired as a const char string, and like you know in my brain is file paths, and I think that this is because I got my like the earliest C that I ever did was like I you know kind of like or the earliest like I guess like hands on like not textbook C I did was like a lot of SDL stuff, and some of the like methods I was following like that's what they did, and I got used to it. This is actually what it was. Translating like C++ like data types into like C data types, and I ended up translating like some sort of like file path one. I don't know C++, so I will not pretend to know what it was that I was like changing. I mentally mapped this to const char in my head, and that has always been the case. Although perhaps like const wouldn't be the worst thing. I think. Well, with the input, I actually don't know how funny brains are. This is really the case. I feel like, yeah, like I don't know where it mapped in my head. I think as well, a lot of it is like, a lot of like what I do stylistically, I think really also gets picked up from like Wayland and how they do things. Like I was very averse to type def for a while. I was for this reason. I only recently like got around to using type def more often because originally like it was everything is a struct. We will not obfuscate this. Function pointers are function pointers. We will not obfuscate this. But eventually I got tired of typing all of that out. But because that's how Wayland, yeah, that's how Wayland does it. Like if we look at any of the, like, can we go to an actual source file here? And I think it was I believe I was watching Lane VT. Can we actually? I believe I was watching a Lane VT stream where she had mentioned this. Like, there's kind of like two styles with like structs. One of them is, I think, was referred to as like something like kernel development style almost to some degree, and that is sort of like what Wayland does. Is it's very much, I guess you would say like the you know, which it makes sense with I guess like Drew DeVault for example. But yeah, we have like it's very it's very kind of like Linuxy. I don't know how to describe it, but for that reason, I really did not use typedef very often. And I think I started using this project. I think is probably the most I've used it, not just because there are so many structs. K and R style, is this? Oh, this is perhaps the case. Yeah, it's very. I guess you. Yeah, I want to say like I always like what comes to mind is saying like old school, but I don't know if this implies like that it's a negative in any degree, which I do not want to like imply that, because it's kind of the style that I use or mostly used for some degree. Although I've been moving more toward like the way I've been moving more toward like what I see more often nowadays, which is like you know um like upcasing like type defs and using those for your structures or like other like types, for example, things such as this. Like I've moved more toward this, leaning a bit less on like compiler macros as well, because you know it seems like it seems like a at least a good habits to learn if like I don't carry them forward like forever. I don't abuse compiler macros too much though. I try not to. eventually you learn not to, I guess, due to the due to the suffering of debugging whenever one fucks up. I see. I love them too. Like I like them, but I know that like I will I know that I may have the propensity to like if I write a messed up one, it's going to bite me. I mostly use them now for like that's kind of what I use. Yeah, that's kind of what I use as my like to define my constants. If you, I think you can actually see that in not in the switch case. Where I lost my place here. Oh, we can actually go to next problem. Uh, result like type with error propagation. Yeah, that's I use it for the debugging. Like my oh yeah, I do this. I do this. I do wrap errors into that. Like I feel like this is a thing I see with errors a lot and C like in C is like you kind of eventually like errors end up going one of two ways. You either are doing error macros or you're doing like an error like go to. And I fell hard into the macro camp, I guess to some degree, like with like error checking. And yeah, go to fail. This is I see this in port audio source code, and kind of like their examples for how to use the API was a lot of like if fucked up go to oops, and you know I know that this is you know I wrote macros instead because I'm like this is what I know how to do. This is what I was raised on. Just uh, install Flutter SDK. So many gigabytes of tools. Flutter SDK. I am Flutter. Is Flutter the iPhone one or the Apple one or am I miss? No, that's Dart, correct? I actually I'm completely unaware of what Flutter SDK is. Back in my day. Uh, Flutter is Dart is Google. Oh, so it is the iPhone one. I know that I know this because I know Dart because there is no not date we Dart close your Dart Google is oh wait here okay so yeah this is where I recall from Flutter and Dart yeah the closure Dart exists ooh exciting you will if you will have to report back um to us with this one because this sounds rather exciting if I were in this zone like if I were in kind of this zone of doing things I I always wish that I was. I always kind of wish that I was. I feel at times like I'm like, you know, staring like, uh, what is it like, what is it? What is that picture? Is this the one that you Squidward looking out of house? Is this the, this? Yeah, you see this often. You see this often. I feel this way sometimes. Seeing uh, cool things with like web dev or like mobile dev like style like things. I look at this and like I'm not gonna lie. I know people are like oh JavaScript or whatever. Like JavaScript is cool as fuck. Like or like that whole like ecosystem like that is sprung up or the and perhaps it's because I do not have like any sort of like professional experience that has burned me in this capacity. But you know, it seems cool as fuck. Like that's where all the new shit is. You know, I am working with things that I saw. I am working with late like one language like SBC, like Common Lisp is like frozen in stone almost to some degree, and like C does change, I guess, but not not near as much. Like its capacity to change is weighed down by its age to some degree as well. And but this is the I haven't coded in a year. Installing was an effort. Um, it's exciting to pick it back up though. I wish you the best of you know I wish you fortune on this. I wish you um the greatest of fortune. I did not spell fortune right. Do we have fortune? Yes, definitely. This is auspicious. I did it with a four. That is oh, a fortune cookie sounds so good right now. Anyway, let's freaking parse. All right, let's freaking parse. Did we have the symbol? Did we have parse symbol? Here we go. Parse symbol. Yeah, a fortune cookie sounds really good. I think for something like this, so we already know here. Lately the cravings have been chocolate. Ooh, chocolate sounds. Oh, chocolate sounds good. I've been craving tomatoes. This is a thing. This is perhaps a turn of the seasons, but I keep thinking of like the big like I think of fried green tomatoes. This is what I think of. Or I think I don't. The moment spring comes around, I'm just like I want I want I want all the fruit. I want a bunch of fried green tomatoes. And I want to buy an entire cantaloupe and eat it like in one sitting. Um, like just me, a spoon, and a cantaloupe. What better time than this? I love fruit. You see, I for years I could not. I was fruit averse for a huge portion of my life, and I trained myself to oh like in my younger years I kind of trained myself to enjoy fruit a bit more because I was like I should eat fruit, and so I practiced liking the taste of fruit, and then eventually I actually did like it. Green tomatoes have never appealed to me. They are rather appealing. You see, my thing is, and this was my issue with fruit, or fried green tomatoes are the appeal. They are great. They are they. This is perhaps a symptom of living in Texas, but they are amazing. Yeah, I my issue with fruit used to be that I did not like that they had juice in them. I did not like that they were sticky and had juice that could get on my, you know, potentially like get on my like skin and be gross. Yeah, this is indeed the case, and like the sensation of biting into like a I think of oranges a lot. I think of oranges were kind of like a peak case of this. Like the sensation of biting into an orange and like having like it go from like no juice to juice was a thing. It was yeah. This was this was it took quite even to this day like I eat oranges in the I eat oranges in like in a very meticulous manner, I guess, which is just I divide them up into like their little individual sections, and then I just eat each of those like individually, and I'll like pop the whole section, like the whole like subsection of an orange into my mouth at once, so that I don't risk the this is the case. I'll pop the whole like subsection in my mouth, so that I do not risk the juice, the texture. You see, peaches, I still no, I can't even. I did try once, and it is no. It's a no for me, as they say. frozen fruit alleviate this. I'll eat the hell out of some frozen fruit. Uh, they're for this is yeah. This is a whole other thing. It feels like velvet almost. It feels like velvet, like in the worst way possible. In a way that's straight up terrifying. I don't think we need to track the count here if we're just passing in the actual like characters. So yeah, we don't need to track that. I think we can do Peach fuzz sometimes causes an allergic reaction for me. Is this a thing? Wait, I didn't know this was a thing. Strawberry and raspberry and blackberry and sometimes blueberry and apple. Red, not green, and mango. I I like I don't like strawberries. I do not like they are I do not like these, but the others I am mostly in agreement with. Blueberries especially. I would say like raspberry is probably a favorite of mine. They seem like the ideal fruit, like the platonic ideal of a fruit is a raspberry to some degree. Um, when they're firmer and tart. Oh yeah, no, this is um sort of. So this is a thing. Like I think of the was it blue raspberry? Like I think of this. Like I used to think these existed. They do not. This is a falsehood. This is this is an untruth. I this left me somewhat disheartened because uh, inconsistent with texture. You see, I buy them frozen. I get the frozen ones for that reason. Because they have a you know what you're getting with the frozen fruit. I hope it grows and lives and eventually. Oh, this is exciting. Oh wait, this has been the huge thing with this has been the most exciting. I have I cannot I do not own many because I'm moving soon. This is an up and coming thing is that I will be up and going, as they say, to new frontiers. But I do have four little plants, and I got big bugs. Indeed, big bugs coming. Coming soon to a stream near you, I guess. New Horizons. Yeah, this is, you know, was it Animal Crossing New Horizons? This is the case. The migration. Yes, like like a what bugs migrate? Are there yeah. Monarchs. These are the ones I was thinking of. Yes. These ones. This is, you know, like like the monarchs of the olden days. Do cicadas migrate, or do they just do the like the estivation in the ground, the larval existence for 7 years? I don't know if they migrate though. I actually don't know this. This is indeed the case. This is indeed the case. It is the butterfly a butterfly. This is butterfly style, as they say. It is totally not a it's totally not a Raku programming language spokesbug. You know, imposter manga style, as they say. That they're coming. They are coming soon coming soon to a world near you. Do we? I've been thinking about this. I don't think that I do not think that. Oh, it looks terrifying with with the dark mode. That is horrifying. It is Rakubug Pearl. I keep wanting to like add like a redeem or something that like is just labeled imposter and just swaps these two out. I think it would be funny. I think it would be funny. Uh, Theme Pearl. This really, I think it would be funny. I don't think that this is a like any sort of like copyright issue. I perhaps not. This will perhaps I will actually do this. It will not take too long to this is a job for GIMP rather than a sprite to some degree. And I think it would be funny. I could draw like a fucked up little talking animation. You know, this would be it would be fun. I have observed those little bugs for many hours. I freaking I used to I did oh it is I think do I recall my own commands? Themes? Oh, help themes. Yeah, I think everything has a help before it. Now, I think everything has a help before it. Let's freaking we are in the final 15 as they say. Let's freaking parse char. Yeah, I don't think we need count. Because we're just going to provide a single yeah, we're just going to provide the C form for the character. Let's see. So I think what we need to do is first check like I think we do +3 or +2. And then yeah, we'll check for a space here. Can we do are highlighted nicely in the scene. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is one of my favorites I made. I think this is actually based on an Emacs theme to some degree. It's based on an Emacs theme, just I think called Pink Theme. Can we do something like because this will complicate things. We cannot, thank God. Thank God. This is exciting. This is unrecognized character name. Okay, we are saved by this. Yeah, no? Okay. Yeah. I think that they're least obvious in the was it the GBA theme, as they say. Yeah, I think that this is perhaps where they or maybe this is I think this is my least favorite theme as well, though. But it is you're working with four colors. There's only so much you can do. I think to some degree. So with this, what we can do is so what I think we have characters for more or less everything. Like, can we do like char backslash backslash? Like this is, yeah. So I+1 would be the backslash. So this would be if we look at n I+3 and n I+2. Yeah, I think that for something like this, um, uh, do we know this has at least two more characters? So what I'm thinking to do first is kind of like the single character value. So like, every character on the keyboard would have its you know, like we can do something like this, or we can do something like this. And in these cases, we quite literally do not care what the user puts. We just have to uh, with care point or char pointer is just a. Do you mean do you mean the case of like something like this? Because that is, or we're not doing a char pointer for oh, okay, I see what you mean. Oh, so some other kind of checking here. Okay, I see what you mean here. What it would be kind of like at the end is we would know that that next character is either oh, I cannot actually, I was typing it. So this is something that I'm doing in the reader here. Yeah, these are the three that we're checking for. So we actually just need to pass this for the I plus 3. So, but we want to do kind of the opposite here, where we're going to check if it's a null terminator, a space, or a new line. Ideally, we will not be encountering a null terminator in this case because you will be evaluating like at a new line. But if we pass in a string manually from like a file, then we may have a null terminator here. Or like kind of what you, or I guess not file per se. Well, yeah, file per se, but not like reading a file. Instead, it's what we're doing in the like REPL read right here is we're doing read string L. So the only time that we'd encounter like a null terminator is if we had something like read string like written in the C file, and then we had something like hello, hi, I'm a string. Like something like that. But mostly what we're going to encounter is a new line or a space are the main things. But that is a good catch. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. We want to do the inverse of this one right here, because with this, what we're doing here is incrementing the count, because we have to parse through the whole thing. Well, no. What? Oh, okay, okay. We probably want to short circuit this. So if we grab this, um, what if I just type slash tag? Oh, this is this will trigger an error. So we will need to process for in the file error. So um, yeah, it needs the EOF. Um, oh yeah, no, it's going to handle that. I'm swapping these around. So I think that because that's a good catch. I think we can do something like, yeah, just going to be an or chain, or what were the other cases that we have? These are actually right here. Oh, it's an and chain. And then this, and we do want to capture the new line, so it's actually this one right here. No, this is an almost oversight, I think, on my end, to some degree, because we did not have. Can we convert these to I+2? Actually, let's just go ahead and. A redefinition of C. Let's just call it cursor. Because let's see. Well, that's misleading. I will think of a better name for that. I would think of a better name for that in the future. Cursor, and then so that's kind of our first check. Is we want to ensure it does not equal any of those. And then we kind of want to do the opposite on I+3. I think naming it cursor just made things worse, actually. Oh, this is not Lisp. That is not a Lisp comment. And then, yeah, we need terminator or a new line. All right, so if for that, so if we're doing that, wholly nested condition, this is indeed the case. I really miss pattern matching. I think like something I think I have considered is one of those times I might go to fail. Oh, so for this we are checking for success. So this is kind of like the single character checker. What happens, the way the fail should work for this is if like this case or the case after it, yeah, this is kind of an inverted go to fail. So we will fall through to fail is the concept here. But for something like this, I do this kind of like setup so much. Like I do it in all of the like symbol parsing as well. Check like if space or backslash or a new line. That I wonder if this is kind of like a good case for like a macro to some degree. But these are kind of like the things that I have been on the lookout for from like the first implementation of the reader, because I like ironing out all of like clobbering in whatever I could. Yeah, some sort of code reuse. This is kind of the plan. A lot of it has been a lot of like the unfuckifying to some degree has been going through the code and deciding what can. Ah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Um, Wait. Uh, and potentially is white space. Um, because what if there's a literal tab there? Oh, I haven't even considered tabs. I'm gonna add this to the top right here. Can we actually do a bit of very early in reading? Yeah, I think that. Oh, yeah, this is kind of a um, this is kind of a frightening proposition to some degree. The other ones, like, what are the ones I'm thinking of? Like the kind of like the signals, tab, carriage return, um, elf might occur in actual code. Yeah, I think that I love the C3 in my Lisp code. Yeah, these are. So I think tab is one I hadn't even considered because I really don't. I don't like have, or I don't use like tabs like, or I guess I do use tabs technically, but like I don't actually like use them without, like I use them in Emacs style, which is just I press tab. Hard tab and input might be a real concern. This is, yeah, no, this is actually um I think what we would want to do is something like is in the file char and then like a bool check space, because sometimes we do want to eat up the space character. Like we want to let it be sometimes. I'm thinking of like strings, for example, for this. So I think that like having a bool for checking spaces, like that we can flip on and off, separate those concerns, tbh. Yeah, perhaps this is. Yeah, that's actually, that would be a bit neater actually, because I think forgetting to to flip the zero into a one at the wrong time is also um, yeah, yeah, okay, okay. I like this. I think maybe not. Yeah, new line. Well, it's not even just end of input because this is like for token processing. So like with like processing something. Um, so maybe just end of token. Yeah, maybe like we can just call it, or I'm just gonna call it end of token, like as the placeholder, because this will like lists, for example, each like individual token is still like separated from the other by a space. I think as well we do need a like delimiter reader, because we have like two forms of delimiters, and the escape symbols are kind of fucked up. But I shall. That's one that needs to be that that is for a future go around. Because that one's gonna be a real pain. The happens for, oh, this is, you see, this is I partially fear this to some degree, but what I think what I have come to realize, and I realized this kind of in the development of kind of in the development of this bug, like the bug that is speaking right now and adding on the features to it is you like I it's kind of the honestly programming this bug like kind of helped me like improve my habits with C to some degree a bit more. But like you gotta tighten up the like tighten up like all the loose ends while the code is still manageable, while you still have like files that are like around like 500 lines of code apiece at most, something like that, like where you're not dealing with like pure hell, and yeah, while your sanity remains. And this is, this is kind of the Wayland situation as well. A lot of refactoring is going, yeah, before to legacy. This is honestly kind of the case. Like, I think of like, you know, and that's my plan because this thing is going to become unwieldy quickly. Like, the moment it has to move to the moment it moves from like interpreter to on the like on the stack in the virtual machine proper, it's gonna get all sorts of fucked up. I just know it. And I want to fight, battle, duke it out with the demons of refactoring early on, and enforce, be my, what is it, be my own linter, I guess, to some degree, be my own formatter, almost, um, to some degree. This is, of course, is a practice of discipline to some also. That the question is, where doth my discipline lie? I can write new thing all day, but edit old thing is the true curse, the true bane of the 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 weight, the Atlassian weight that I bear, the world thrust upon my shoulders is looking at my own code and being like, who the fuck wrote this? But such is the way of the world, to some degree. Let's see. We indeed, this is, so some would say life is a series of YDWC, and we keep rolling along. Because if we don't write Lisp on the stack, who will? If we don't write Lisp on the stack, who will? I think, yeah, with this, though, we do those checks here, and then yeah, all we're capturing then is we'll just do char r equals, or no, we already have an r, so char result equals and then the only issue is the tokens themselves are like sets of strings. So I think um, what we're going to have to do here is actually access to elements and scalar initializers. Okay, can we? Prefix or and all right. Can you give me the ampersand? Oh god, this is I I always forget how to do arrays. Why is this what I always forget? Why is this my we can just do care result equals well, the issue is that we don't want to do a stack allocation of this. I think what's going to or yeah, I think we could just copy or we would just want to go ahead and copy it into the token type. So oh, okay, I'll just do it like I did it here. So we'll just do like char result equals arena alloc, and then we can do g reader dot reader arena, and then result. Yes, this is the true case. This is the true tear. And then we only need to yeah allocate. We'll go ahead and do size of. I guess it's not really needed for like chars, but I feel weird not doing it. I feel odd not doing size of type. There. Oops, wrong one. Okay. And then size of is good. Size of I think it's good to be consistent. Like I I get lazy sometimes with like chars. I'm just like we'll just put the number in there, but I I think this is a bad habit to some degree. This is a horrible habit. This is one that I scold myself for. And then so we allocate there, and then all we want to do is like r1 equals slash o, a result. And then result 0 equals I plus 3. Oh no, cursor. We're doing cursor. Okay. Um Personally, I like count time size of, so it reads as two chars. Yeah, this is actually probably a bit more a bit better for legibility. I think in my head, I think what I do is like I imagine whenever I use a size of like operator, I imagine in my head like the array like formatting. Yeah, I imagine like the array formatting. I think in my head. Char meow too. Yeah, this is what I see. Like this is my mental map of a char. So we do a token and then equals result. Um, Discovering storage classes. No, I was not. What? Wait, what is the? What is the? What was this? This sounds exciting. Equals. Can we do type char? And then we're gonna have to define this type really quick. let's see. Type def x pointer y meow and oh, I think I saw a a thing about this on the on the Twitter the Twitter zone. I think I saw a post about this, and I was like, this is kind of horrifying to some degree. But it's I will say this project in particular has been the one that's made me come to you know really start to or yeah, like this undertaking, this Lisp on the Stack undertaking has become the one to some degree that has really led me to begin to understand like some of the or really start brushing up against the shortcomings of C. Like due to the like I guess more restricted nature of it, I cannot use things that I usually use to make C play nice with me the way I want it to. It is it's kind of a freaked up language. It kind of is a very freaked up language. And then we will do RC equals A, and then the worst part is that I understand. You see, this is um, it makes sense why this is allowed to me. You see, I feel like this is something I do often think about is the if there's a certain terror and beginning to understand like this is how I felt with Wayland. Like there was a certain terror and like understanding like how Wayland works like under the hood a bit more. It was kind of like it was like waking up from, you know, you know, with like the spare don't learn how the internet works. I do not think I will ever. I do not think that this is a thing that this exists far outside of my desire to know to some degree. Not perhaps exists. Most definitely, this exists outside of my desire to know. And this is a thing that I have. Well, I mean, I kind of desire to know, but like, I understand the forbidden nature of it. For special, we're just returning I back. Which is what we want to do in this case. Well, we want to return cursor because that's what we're capturing. Yeah. So we want to return that, and then I think for this one it's going to be the space. And I will put the error can we just do else if yeah, I'll just do else if to do there. So we'll return from those two, and then if we get neither of those, we want to return an error type. Yeah, this is the case. This could probably be macroed so that we can actually like do the like create a string with the macro inside of it. This would be helpful. Like, what is the macro? I'm thinking the like something like define is this how it goes? Is this how it goes? Define error, and then you do something like x, and you can do like hello x. Is this the case? Is this the one that am I recalling this? I believe so. Um, well, hello. Something of this nature. I think this is the case. I have a book that mentions this. I might look it up after because I cannot remember the exact formatting. Hello, transcoder Jen, and thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow and welcome. Um, and welcome. Yeah, because we are right now. Right now we're just like breaking the reader entirely on a single error, which is unsavory. I think like it's permissible kind of at the lower level, like accessibility to, you know, you just escape from the reader, the way we would like a compilation like failure almost. Like I think this is permissible to some degree, but it is not ideal even like at a low level. And eventually we do want like the Lisp type like error recovery where we can just pop the error or you like use a new value. But for now we have I would expect the sort of caller to handle the output being error and printing it and terminating. This is sort of a plan. Error handling is kind of like the next thing, or like the next thing. I didn't real. It was sort of the flavor of now. It was going to be the flavor of now, and then I realized I was not implementing character support. I'm like, oh, what have I done? What have I done? And so that became the flavor of now, as they say. But error handling was the original intent to some degree, because it is sort of poorly, or it is not implemented, as I would say, up to snuff. It is very it is very predicated on the idea of if it compiles, it will work, almost, and just if we make a mistake in the reader, we print the error and bounce back immediately. Uh, yeah, letting errors get by for a little bit. This is the case to a degree. I think okay. So I had error handling working not horribly. Um, like this is kind of our error handling currently. Or if we do a string, yeah, if we do a string like help, non-terminated string error and a val help, um, and it's not the worst thing ever. I feel like it can be improved upon. And then we have fuck up like we have fuck up such as is this one a fuck up? No. Well, it kind of is because this is not compliant to the def var standard. But we have the let fuck up. The let fuck up. Why does this actually happen? Is the real question. Like what is causing a seg fault here? Oh, oops. How did I? There we go. Check type. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I think we would just do something like if not source, and then yeah, I think something like this would be that is a comment, but this is for the this is a you know this is a an undertaking for the me of the future, as they say. This is this is we are the me of the now. The me of the now states. The me of the now states. Wow, it is. I must enter the zone of slumber soon. But yeah, thank you all for as they say, thank you for bugging out with us. Uh, a Lisp interpreter. Indeed, welcome in TV Josh. It is indeed a Lisp interpreter. Yes. This is the this is the plan. Not just any Lisp interpreter though. We are doing a stack based an interpreter that works on the stack and conforms mostly. I say mostly because I implementing it all would be hell on the stack at least until we implement a heap. Uh, like and Dive book. I'm not aware of this book actually. What is this? This is um, I don't know about this book. Um, is this the I see Economist. Is this the one who wrote the book on like stock prediction with Common Lisp? SBCL, as they say. Oh, you see, SBCL is a it is only one implementation of the ANSI Common Lisp standard. There are a handful. The Lisp Tua, as they say. Yeah, this is it is only one of them. Oh, the Scheme Pro. Oh no, we are doing a Lisp too. So Scheme. So this is a you know this is a thing with Lisp. If we go to the Scheme programming language, I am familiar with this one. This is considered a Lisp one. It is different from what we are doing. Implementing. His book has 3 implementations. Oh, does it? Scheme is kind of like oh, that's exciting. There are I think a couple of Lisps that attempt to go bare metal style. Ches Scheme. This is what I know it from. Yes, Scheme has a single namespace for both functions and variables. There's a few other differences. Scheme is what you would call I would say it is the more minimalist style Lisp. In Scheme, you end up so the big things are namespacing and macros are the other ones. Scheme has, I believe they call them hygienic macros. You have the forms such that what are they called? Defined syntax. So Scheme has the defined syntax. In Common Lisp, you do not have the hygienic macros. You do not. This is not a thing that you have. If you use a symbol that may or may not be user interned, you have to do a gensim, generate a symbol for the reader that is used as a stand-in. That being said, it's also I'd say the main advantages, honestly, of my personal preference. I would not say advantages. They both have their advantages and disadvantages. Like Scheme is, admittedly. So the way I describe it is Scheme and Common Lisp sort of share the same entwinement in terms of how they look almost or act. They share a similar nature to C and I guess C++ in some degree, where Common Lisp is defined by its featurefulness, and it's at the same time it's what the fuckness. It's kind of terror, and it's barbs. It's syntactic mess at times. It is a hefty language of sorts, whereas Scheme is much more minimal. Um, the I do not use macros in Scheme because I am not good at writing Scheme, like I am not good at writing syntax rules. I do. So this is a thing that is kind of I call it the white whale of projects, is the Wayland, the work on the Wayland, which is a common Lisp and like common Lisp bindings for Wayland. And in this situation, macros are, we can actually go to the, let's just look at the Lisp one. Like a lot of it is working with the object system, or just straight up working with like macros. So like if we go to something like this, like it is, they're rather nice. They are rather nice. If any, like the moment I learned how to use macros, it was kind of hard to not fall into the trap of using them everywhere. Oh, but we are at the we are at the departure of the stream. Uh, but yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out. This has been nice. Did I already do this? If I did, I apologize. I apologize for, I am remiss for doing it a second time. But we have both, you know, we have the modern, we have your electron style communication through modern graphical user interfaces, and then we have IRC. You know, or doesn't they say catch you on the flip side? You know, but yeah, thank you all for hanging out. Are you colluding with collu- collusion is a nice. I am deeply indebted to calling for the IRC. But yes, I did ask him, like, hey, can I use your IRC? Can we shout out to the we are colluding. You see, can we shout out to L colon Q, the I have to type the shout out word. I have to type the word shout out. Shout I do have to type out the word shout out. To, you know, as they say, the male, the myth, the legend, I guess. You know, I got Flutter demo working, although graphical updates need troubleshooting. Oh, this is exciting. This is exciting. But yeah, collusion. I never think of, you know, colluding is I think it's or I haven't. I feel like that's an uncommon word. So this is exciting to see it used. Perhaps I just see it uncommonly, but I do like it. I always think conspiring. That's what my mind goes to. That's what. But where are we going is the real question. Where are we going is, you know, this might be. Whoa! Someone is playing Bloodborne. We might go there. We're going to watch someone play Bloodborne. Okay. Yeah. We are going here. We are going here because Bloodborne. This is the only information I needed to know. But thank you, you know, thank you all for hanging out. And yeah,